everyone. Welcome to Good Friday. It's a beautiful day so far. The sun's not out. I thought we were going to have rain tomorrow, but it might come a day early. Either way, I'm perfectly fine with that because it is warm. It's got to be at least 55, I would say, which is really cool. I'm just walking through my garden and I'm getting excited. This time of year is a favorite of mine. And oh my God, there is a squirrel on the suet. We've got to see that. He's running away. I've been trying to work on camera shots and improve my steadiness of my hand. It's very challenging. I drink too much coffee, I think. Now he's on the fence. But he was really enjoying that suet that we put out for birds. I don't mind seeing a squirrel come by every once in a while, so that's fine. He's got to eat too. Oh, there's something I wanted to talk to you about. I made a change. I niched down. I finally decided to come up with a niche. After quite a bit of study and research with the analytics, I thought it was the best decision for me to become frugal. I've been frugal for a number of years, and sometimes I got away from it a little bit, hanging out with the wrong people, spending money where I shouldn't have been spending money. So I'm not perfect, but my mom taught me to be frugal, and she saved a lot of money, especially on the grocery bill. She didn't garden. She was too busy to do gardening, but I had grandmothers that had farms, and when I visited on the weekends, I developed a love for the outdoors and a love for growing vegetables and flowers and just a love of nature in general. The farm animals, I've always loved chickens, gathering eggs. I was just fascinated with it when I saw my grandmothers, both of them had chicken coops. I thought it was so cool. And I would love for this property to be a homestead. There's only one problem with that. We're in Columbus, Ohio, and if a chicken gets loose, it could get hit by a car, or cats. We have stray cats. They'll get a hold of that chicken real quick. So it's not the best place to have farm animals like chickens and goats. And I do love goats, but I don't have a big enough yard, and I'm sure they would get into the garden and eat my vegetables and stuff, but they could go to town on the grass. We have lots of grass through here. Although I'm not the best at speech, YouTube has helped me gain confidence. So I encourage you just to give YouTube a shot. It takes time to decide sometimes exactly what your niche is going to be, especially like me if you have a lot of different hobbies and interests. But to niche down is a good choice to make. And it's not just because, in fact, I didn't join YouTube to monetize. Had nothing to do with monetizing. I didn't even know monetizing existed. So I learned that later on after I joined. I just thought it was really cool that you can take a smartphone or a tablet and film yourself. And I thought that was really cool, and that you can share this with other people that are doing the same thing. And so I thought I would experiment with it last year. It was about a year ago. I had so much fun with it, I just kept continuing it. I was terrible at first, and I'm not that great now. But with a little practice, you can become good at it. And you will probably monetize way before me because I have a speech impairment. But I do not want that to hold me back because I have a stuttering problem, and I'm just trying to take it easy with my speech and think ahead of time before I speak. I just mutter out or ramble on or anything like that. So, but all of us have the power within us to do great things. And we should strive to get the most out of life. Oh, there's that squirrel again. Oh, he's running away. We can get the most out of life on a small budget. You don't have to be rich. You don't have to have a lot of money to be happy and to be healthy. There's a lot of healthy foods you can purchase at the store, and there's healthy lifestyles you can live that people, celebrities are living today, and you can do it too. And it's just a matter of doing your research, seeing what's healthy and good for your body. And exercise is very important, not just food, but exercise. And keeping a clean home and keeping it uncluttered. All these things you need to take in consideration and how you live your life to have a freer, more peaceful lifestyle possible for all of us. We should never give up on on dreams that we have for traveling, which has always been my dream. And I have traveled quite a bit, and I'm satisfied if I never travel again, I guess. But I would like to get back on the Greyhound sometime, because that was my favorite traveling when I took a Greyhound bus. But I've also traveled by automobile and plane. So we all have our dreams, and they can come true. And I just think being on YouTube helps inspire you, and watching all the channels that you enjoy and the people that are doing amazing things and sharing their lives with you. It's not just about making money. So you really need to, if you have some enjoyment of it, take off with it. And you need to enjoy what you're doing. And if you're in it to just make money, then it's a business, and you can do that too, and that's fine. But for me, it's a hobby. And one day, if I'm able to monetize, that would be great. But that's not my ultimate goal. So I just want to share that with you. I have another video I'm going to be doing soon. I need to do some research about my niching down and why I did it. And I think, now that I think about it, it was the right thing to do. But I really enjoyed it for a while, trying different things, sharing my interests, my hobbies. It was great for a while, but now I know the right way to go is to niche down and take it down to something more specific. And being frugal is the way to go, especially since most of my subscribers came from my Walmart and Aldi hauls, grocery hauls. And that was because I was saving money, and I was telling people how they can save money by shopping at those stores and where to get the best deals. So it's about cooking and being frugal. So that's where I'm going with this. And as far as splurges, yeah, we splurge every once in a while. I know my husband sure does. He's not exactly on board with me about being frugal, but he does like Aldi, so he likes to save money. But when he gets in his mind he wants something, boy, nothing's going to stop him. But he has been able, because I've been a good influence on him, and together we make a great team. We've been able to save some money. We have work to do inside the house. It's very important work. It's important to keep, if you own a home, to keep it maintained. And that's something that will pay off in the long run if you do. But having a garden has been a great enjoyment, and we do grow a lot of vegetables that provide food in the summer and through the fall, and like the sweet potatoes and the pumpkins. We had them up until the winter. We still had them that I could make food from. Some vegetables that don't produce as well, and it may not be the best investment, but I grow almost everything by seed. So I'm not spending a whole lot of money. So, and then like garlic, for example, you can plant the cloves, then harvest. You can regrow that the following year. So it just keeps coming back. You harvest it, and what you don't use at the end of the year. In mid-fall in Columbus, Ohio, plant those garlic cloves and they will come back. So garlic is a good investment. And it didn't cost us anything to grow the garlic, because someone gave us the garlic cloves to begin with. So he kind of passed it on. One of our neighbors did. And we had a wonderful harvest last year that didn't cost us anything. And then I replanted what we had left over, and I'll show you what we're growing right now. I planted these last year around Halloween. So we have 8 plants here that will flavor our food and provide amazing nutrition for our bodies. We have a lot of other seeds that I planted here. Planted something that very few people like called turnips, but turnips are great in stew, and they're easy to grow, as easy as radishes. So they don't take long before they're ready to harvest. So now I have a garden, a strawberry patch, and I just love my strawberry patch, but I have a lot of weeds I need to pull, dandelions. Now those dandelion greens can be eaten, and I may well research it. But right now they're kind of in the way because I have plans to grow a very rare vegetable that people would not expect you to grow here in the city. But if I find some seeds, I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to tell you about that in just a moment. But I love the strawberries coming up. You see the little flowers? Great. Now, in this garden below me, the strawberry patch, last year I grew pumpkins and they did very well. But squash normally do not do well with strawberries because they don't complement one another. And there's some kind of fungus they can get. I did have a problem with some of my pumpkin plants, so I don't need to do that again. And I'm not planning on growing pumpkins this year. My mind is set to grow butternut squash in a different garden bed, not this one. And I thought about melons, but no, after research, melons, that's not a good idea either. They will not do well with strawberries. So what can I grow in this strawberry patch? There is something that is very important for a flexitarian like me, or if you're a vegetarian. Have you ever tried growing soybeans? And I read that beans do very well and grown next to strawberries. Now the strawberries will be already spent by then, but the plants will still be there because their strawberries are perennial. So in between the strawberry plants, I plan on growing soybeans if I can get a hold of some seeds. If you can recommend a good deal on seeds, I want to grow a lot of soybeans. I like the baby soybeans I don't know if you remember this restaurant called Ruby Tuesday. They had a wonderful salad bar, and those little baby soybeans. Now I can't pronounce that name. It starts with an E. I want to grow that, and I think it would be awesome to grow a bunch of soybeans and maybe even process them at some point. It's very healthy. If you don't have access to proteins like meats, if for some reason there's a shortage of meat and you have soybeans that you've grown and you processed them or you preserved them somehow, I'm going to do all this kind of research, and let me know if you know anything about growing soybeans. If you're in the country, you probably know a lot about soybeans, but what about in the city? In a city like Columbus, Ohio, can I grow soybeans? Will it make any sense? Let me know in the comments. All right, then I'm going to show you some flowers. I love growing flowers. The bulbs are the way to go. I very seldom ever buy a plant. I don't like spending the money. I'm very frugal. The flowers bring me a great joy, and to be happy is important. You know, some people might think growing flowers is a waste of money. I don't think so.
Because they bring peace and happiness.
So I'll show you the flowers and then I'll say goodbye. In all honesty, I need to know what you like about this video and what you don't like about this video.
I hope I've encouraged you to do what you love and make the most of it.
I'm going to let you go for now. God bless each and every one of you. I'll see you on the next one.